Hello Taurus, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly reading going from the 2nd of September through to the 8th of September. Hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you well. Having this calm energy from the sun at the moment. Let's just see what's going on for you. We'll jump straight in there, see what's going on with your overall energies for this week here. The energies that are flowing through you and connecting to the immediate energies around you, as it were. Seems to be something solid that's growing in you. I think you're getting into a rhythm here in life in regards to, certainly in regards to relationships. You're getting, it seems like there's a possibility that there's like a desire for creating a foundation in your life in regards to your relationship side. You know, there's definite movement forward, progression and so forth. There is no doubt about it. So if you're looking for a partner, if you're looking to meet someone, recognize your strengths that are within you, and go out there and get it. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side, on the business and projects. This seems to be working on all fronts at the moment. It seems to be like here, there's like it's implementing a plan, implementing a job that you really want. Yeah, I think this is all about putting yourself first. Once you start doing that, that's when you can provide for everyone and everything that is around you. When you're okay, everybody else can be okay. And that's what I think is the overall understanding that coming out of this week of re-establishing the strength that is within you more than anything else. Let's just see what's going on for you on your relationship side. Here we got the karmic message here, the influence in the universe, past self, influence from our past, how we can glean a bit of information on the retrospection, future self, and the general sort of lessons or outcomes for this week here. Let's just see what's going on for you on your karmic path here. Oh, union seems to be the key here. So I think with this strength and this newfound position of power within you is leading you to unison with someone. You get the 6 of Cups. It could be on your karmic path to, it's possible that you were visiting someone in the past and stuff like that, but I think this is more of a case here, is that through this understanding of this sort of like knowing how good you are, this is where you're giving yourself a very good gift. You're bringing a lot of your strengths to the fore, and I think this makes you, attractive, certainly very much more approachable and so forth. The other thing I'd like to say is we've now got 2 6s on here, and I think this is about you giving yourself that sort of gift of sort of saying, yeah, I can do this. I know I'm good. I know my worth. I know I'm worth this relationship, and people should be lucky to be with me. That sort of attitude. Don't go too much, obviously. Don't go and I'm the greatest in the world. You're nowhere near good enough for me. Obviously not that, but there is a degree of sort of like sort of saying, yeah, you know what I mean, I'm a very good, reliable person. I'm straight, honest and what have you. And, once you start playing on those sort of strengths, that's when you can allow yourself to flow, as it were. The universal energies here is trying to encourage you to go out and get involved and socialise and so forth. There seems to be a person out there for you that you're meeting through connections with other people, and it could be a case of being invited to an evening meal with some friends, and that's where you meet the person. But it's definitely going out there. Yeah, once you get out there and get involved, this is when you can start manifesting the person that is right for you. And if you are with a person, it's maybe a case of getting out there and introducing you as a couple to the world, or exploring that sort of connection that you have with other people, and start manifesting that whole sort of regal couple that goes along with it. Past self is playing more into this. I think you're learning a lot about, when times were good, how you felt, the strength that you brought to the situation, how you put yourself first, the confidence that you can create. I think there's a lot of that going on, and I think it's teaching yourself, and I think this ties into that sort of gift that you're giving yourself. And certainly from your past self, there is a definite person that is really poised and sort of at one and at ease. It could well be the fact that on your karmic path, you're meeting someone who is much more sort of who is steady, consistent, emotionally mature, and so forth. And it could be that someone's coming back into your life that gives you that, that gives you that sort of essence in your life, brings that essence to you, as it were. And your future self, you're working to a plan. You're working to, and I say unison comes out of this. You're working to really connect with another person in a very good way. Hierophant, yeah, a marriage card. It's also about understanding the fact that, the steps you need to take in order to get towards the goal that you want. And this is a consistency. This is very much built upon the material side of the spiritual practice. So it's body, mind and spirit approach rather than spirit, mind and body approach, which comes from the high priestess. And this is your future self, and I think you're going towards a marriage sort of scenario. If you're looking to get into a relationship, it's getting out there and manifesting it, and I think it will be a really good match for you. What's the lessons to be taken out of this week here? Not just know your worth, but that's the message that comes through. Know your worth, but just realizing, that how good you are. Yeah, nurturing your pathway, nurturing this idea of putting yourself forward. And I think this is where any opportunity you get, I think it's got to work for you first more than anything else in regards to the relationship. So accepting offers, accepting invitations and so forth is going to be part and parcel of that. And working out as well and realizing what works and what doesn't work, and primarily what works for you. Let's see what's going on your financial side. Now this is job, business and projects. On your karmic path here, it's like an equal-armed cross. I don't know. I live in a region in France where we had the Merovingian and the Cathars. And they had this equal-armed cross on as an emblem, and it's like your karmic message here is sort of like there's a certain degree of almost religious aspect about doing things, going about things, and being very regimental, but not being too into one area and not into another. Being very consistent more than anything else. Page of Wands. Yeah, this is maybe learning about your passions, and sometimes we can let our passions run away with us. And this week here, I think, is learning about that, about how you place your passions into your career path, your business and your project. And this could be through administration, even things that not really your sort of strength, but it could also be about sort of like the advertising, the networking and what have you. But learning how to sort of place your emotions or your passions into the angle that's of your business or your project or whatever you're doing that's going to give you the returns, basically. Let's just see what's going on from the universal energies. This is pulling into your the more you put yourself forward, the more you're going to get. There's a lot bringing it in from the outside world, but there's also, as it brings it into the outside world, from the outside world, it's you who've got to decide whether that's a good connection for you. And sometimes, people can tell us their story. You can be talking to someone, they can be sort of saying, yeah, I do this, I do that, I do this. And you could be a little bit bamboozled by the amount of stuff they do. And they may not actually be good for you, and it's working out here what is really good for you. And yeah, King of Swords, a lot of wisdom and judgment that comes into all of this. I think this is a very constructive way to go forward, knowing this is where the wisdom and judgment comes in, of seeing what works for you, and how it also plays into your passion. If you're connecting with someone and you find that there's no sort of passionate connection with them in the way of business or stuff like that, maybe that's not the person for you. They may be fantastic, but it may not be the best direction for you to be taking more than anything else. And it could be the same for if you're going for a job. You've got to make sure that job also sits well with you, and using that sort of connection with the outside world, connection with the job or going for the interview or the company that you're looking at, you've got to make sure it sits wisely for you more than anything else. Let's see what's going on the past here. The past is playing into this in a way, but it's also sort of saying to me, sticking to the plan here. And I think you've been working on a plan for the past year, most certainly. And this could be for a business or a project. And it's staying true to that. It's staying, you know, keeping that vision in mind. And you get the Queen of Wands, you know, with the King of Swords, fire and air, very good energies at your base here. And she is connected to a multitude of different things. And I think if you keep an eye on the plan or the goals or the ambitions that you want in life, that's when the magic can actually happen. And there's obviously stuff that's going to come in from the past that's going to bring you the results more than anything else. Let's just see, let's see what your future self is saying here. There's a big opportunity that's going to help you to take big strides forward. You may have this sensation coming into this week that things are a little bit stagnant, and here I think is like the ambition or the drive is going to be stimulated by the end goal, as it were. And you get the Emperor. There's some really powerful cards here on this table here. You know, on your relationship side, look at that, you got the Magician, the King of Cups, the Hierophant, and on the financial side you get the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Emperor card here. And I think this is what you're doing, is you're building to a situation, and it could be a new job or a business or a project, where you feel incredibly empowered about where you're going. What's the decisions that you need to make out of this week here? I think the decisions of anything to do with your business, projects, and financial side of life, job, and what have you, should reflect what is going on in your relationship side. And your relationship side should be taken into account. You might have started a business on your own, met someone, or you're meeting someone, and therefore it's going to change your situation, and it may change, you may need to reevaluate how much, you know, the way in which you do business in order to compensate for that, to have that in place. Look at that. Emperor and the Empress. That is your really future. I think you're choosing to connect many aspects of your life to create abundance for you. And once you start doing that, that's going to make you feel incredibly empowered. And I think any decision you make should be there to empower you on your business side, should be there to empower you, but not just on business, but also within your personal life, on both sides. It's a real divine counterpart that's going on here. And you have this sort of like semi sort of divine counterpart going on there with this fire and air at its base. There's a lot of powerful cards or actions going on in your life this week here. And certainly producing for the future is going to make you feel very, very empowered about where you're going through the decisions you make, because you're going to make it not only in accordance, or you should make it not only in accordance to what you're living in the way of material life, but also what you're living in your own personal life. I think both sides are intertwined in a way. And this is where you can make your finances really work for you emotionally within your emotional life. Let's just see what's going on with the Light Seers cards. Yeah, you get the Justice card with the overall energies on your relationship side. You're looking for harmony, but in order for that harmony to happen, and I think this could be playing out on both sides, in order for that harmony and that justice to have, I think you've got to put yourself first. I think you've got to realise what is good for you. If it works for you, then it should work for the us, as it were. And this is if you approach that, you will find harmony and balance within your life around you. Yeah, on your karmic path, you get it's a bit of a surprise that the self-motivation or the self-worth that you're giving yourself can come from depths that maybe you've never really done this before in regards to relationships. And now you're doing it, it's helping you to understand and see life a little bit differently to what it was in the past. So I think this is a great gift you're giving yourself. And it's going to make you a little bit surprised of how well you can start manifesting your future. Yeah, there is, going out there and connecting with people, accepting invitations and so forth. They're out of that energy there. There is this ball of light that's coming into you. And I think that's going to put paid to the old way of being and open up a whole new chapter in your life. And you are manifesting it, Taurus. You're really manifesting it. You're creating this connection with someone, and it could be with someone that you may have known in the past, and that brings in that harmony, that bliss, that sort of balance within your life, within the Justice card, because you're going to be, it's the converting the emotions into reality of the past, and having that sort of air about you which is calm, consistent, reliable, and so forth. And look at that, you get the Queen of Wands as well. We now got the Queen of Wands twice out on this deck here, once on your financial side, in the same sort of place here. I think you've done a lot of work. I think you've been pushing things around, opening doors. You've been really, really busy here in the past. And now it's a case of, for the relationship side, of reaping the benefits for that. With the Hierophant, the marriage card, this is in your future, you get the Ace, the Knight of Swords. This is a whole new chapter for you. This is what you're manifesting. This is what you're manifesting, Taurus. You're manifesting a relationship that is incredibly reliable, that goes the distance. It's something that you're looking to invest in another way in the future. Not yet this week here. It's finding your balance this week more than anything else. But it may well be that this person may come up and propose to you, and it might be a little bit of a surprise. They may just ask you out to come out for a meal or something like that, and it may be a bit of a surprise for you. But all of a sudden it opens up the prospects and going on a completely new mission. And on your the lessons that you should be learning out this week, or realizing what is really worth investing in or nurturing, and this is why you should be acting upon this week. It's got to be good for you. It's got to reach the stars. It's got to be something that makes you feel complete and really in line with your goals and what you want to live. That's the essential thing. If you reach for your stars that are within you, I think you're going to find something that's really beautiful for you. On your financial side, on the overall energies, the general energies, you get the Three of Cups. I think there's a lot of socializing going on, and I think or networking going on within your sort of financial world. And I think it is enjoying and celebrating that passion that you can have in life whilst doing it, and meeting people that actually provide something for you. And don't forget, you've got to really put yourself first in regardless of whether it's on the financial side or your relationship side. Yeah, there's a lot of fun in there. There's a lot of consistency, but there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of engagement of your passions. And I think this is where maybe we probably might see the Three of Pentacles come out on this side as well. I think once you start engaging your passions, I also think that you having a certain control over your passions, of knowing when to put it into the situation at the right moment, it's going to shine a light on you. It's going to make you very noticeable, desirable, I think, by business people that are around you. It's going to be easier to get the sales or open the doors or open the possibilities for your future. Yeah, if you use this wisdom of putting yourself first, knowing that when it works for you, it can work for the multitude of people around you. Once you start doing that, that's when the Wheel of Fortune starts working in your favor. Things really start rocking for you. And we can definitely see that with the outcome up the top there, with the divine connection that you're having with someone, or another business or an opportunity, or starting that business that completely is in line with you. But once you start using that wisdom, that's when you're going to kick the Wheel of Fortune in the direction that's good for you. Wow. High Priestess running through there onto your relationship side, as you can see here. You've got the High Priestess with the Queen of Wands. It goes through there. Once it goes through on your, this is where I said, like, your financial side, the decisions you're making are got to be in line as well with your personal life as much with your financial side. And once you start doing that, that's when you can really start using your intuition from the past, realizing the sort of how you engage your passions, because that's what you're learning about, to create this divine counterpart, this divine situation that is for you. And you get the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's all about putting yourself first this week. There is no doubt about it. You know, use your strengths, use your persona, your power that is within you. And it allows you an opportunity that is coming into the future, a great opportunity that's coming into the future that seats you in a position of power that you feel incredibly comfortable with. And because you feel comfortable with, it's going to allow you to really push the limits of all of this. With the Empress card, you get the Four of Swords. Now, that's a turn up for the books. But it may be a case here that you've been trying very, very hard in your business and your projects. I think if you know how you're combining things together, and I think if you start putting yourself first, this is where you're going to get that sensation of balance and harmony within your life, and feeling like that finally I'm getting the results. And this is where the healing comes into it. And I think you're starting to realize that it's all worthwhile, and that you can use multitudes of aspects of your personality in order to get the results that you so desire within the financial world. Looks really good for you, Taurus, this week. Very, very powerful week. But just don't forget to, if it doesn't work for you, I wouldn't get involved in it, basically. And I think you should be able to feel that in your intuition and notice that within you. Okay? If it makes you feel empowered, certainly follow it. There is no doubt about it. There you go, Taurus. Thanking you very much for being with us today. I hope you get the best out of these readings. Very much appreciate all the support you give this channel through the YouTube system. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.